Venu, the other thing this morning and the big talking point is the kind of disruption which is currently at play in the Indian markets with regards to Q-commerce and the kind of impact it's happening on the traditional, mom and pop kind of retail stores. And I'm talking about the backdrop of Avenue Supermarts this morning. But do you really think that Q-com is going to sort of overtake this entire space?
Very, very topical and important question, given where we see Avenue Supermarts opening today in terms of stock price. See, if you were to, I actually, find it a bit difficult to believe at an India-wide scale you're going to see an impact on kiranas in general, at least in the next couple of years. Because it is Q-commerce was to a large extent an urban phenomena, and yes, they are looking at tier 2, tier 3 as well. But if you just look at the size construct, the entire quick commerce market is probably a couple of $1 billion, $2 or $3 billion. It's sub $5 billion. It's primarily a $500 billion grocery TAM in India, which is the actual sales or retail sales, and $1 trillion retail sales in India overall. So I really don't think that at where we are in terms of Q-commerce, it is going to be that big or that impactful in terms of overall India kiranas. The second thing is for someone like organized retail. Organized retail itself is very small in India at this juncture. And they are impacted because they're trying to buy the same customers, especially in urban areas. So it does impact your mature sort of retail outlets, which were originally commenced in some of these urban areas, right? So, but then they do have an opportunity to scale up quite materially in tier 2, tier 3 and beyond, which is what is going to be a positive driver for them going forward because they're going to displace kiranas in a tier 2, tier 3 from a value construct. Third thing, remember, is quick commerce is convenience. It's not value. And it is hard to believe that you're going to see quick commerce. By the way, we're positive in quick commerce. I'm still saying that. It's hard to believe it will be $50 billion in 3 years, right? So it's not going to be that disruptive for the overall ecosystem to be impactful enough because I think convenience TAM itself is relatively restricted. Indians are not rich enough to, just buy everything at MRP.
But is the bigger overweight going to be on Q-com as opposed to traditional retail?
We are very positive in quick commerce. So in that sense, some of the quick commerce names, both upcoming as well as the ones which exist, we have overweight stance on them. Now, interestingly, I do like organized retail as well. So I think this is from a pivot point of view, it's a very unique situation where we are positive on both at this juncture, right? And I think it's going to play out over time in a fairly different way, but we're currently overweight both. Quick commerce is preferred over organized retail and both are preferred over traditional retail. So that's the way I would position it. So it's a question of valuations as well, right? So that's another thing which I don't want to discuss right now, but that's another variable that does come into equation in terms of how much returns you expect on a 12-month view. But we are overweight quick commerce, pecking order wise.